Aha, it is I, the amazing Angus. Get the stream a chance to just boot itself up, and we'll be all ready to go. Once again, I'm the amazing Angus, and I'm coming to you live from your Stoke home in Stockholm. And here with me, I have the Taro-tronic supercomputer, which tonight is running on the power of a whopping 420 CBXR batteries wired in blazing parallel. And we're running on a low firmware number today, 0.01, a beta firmware, since this is a brand new thing. Plenty of power, no need for any range anxiety tonight. So just sit back and let's dive into the world of one-wheel tarot. Tarot, what's that? Tarot cards, you know, tarot cards. But what you don't know maybe is that it's not all about telling the future, but rather it's about getting insight into how we work and who we are, and hopefully we can also learn something about how we can thrive in this life. And for the purposes tonight of our little show, I am doing one-wheel Stoke Tarot. And one-wheel Stoke Tarot is going to use a new layout that I've invented, which is based on all kinds of other card layouts that you can do. But I wanted to make one that was real easy and that didn't take too much time to do and didn't need to get too specific and was also a little silly and fun. So I'm going to run you through how the one-wheel Stoke Tarot works. So let's bring up our white field here, and every rider of course has his board. So I've brought in a variety of different models, and so when I have contact with a person who wants their Stoke read, I can bring up their model of board. So I think I have all the different models. I have XR, I have the OG pint, I've got the version 1 if you're really kicking it old school. I thought I had a plus somewhere. I don't see the plus, but I don't see my focus. I have a plus somewhere. And then I also have some of these new ones, like the Pint XR, or Pint X, I mean. So how should we arrange a layout of cards for a one-wheel? I thought like this. Here in the back, you've got your back footrest. So we'll put one card there, and that's going to represent kind of where you've been so far, where you're riding from. And then the number 2 card we're going to look at is going to be the Stoke card. That's going to be the card that describes your Stoke. We won't say more about that. Everyone is going to be a new interpretation. But then always there's something that's working against your Stoke. It's trying to harsh your mellow or whatever. So we put that card here. We take the card and we lay it over on its left side. But we'll examine it, before we put it down there. Anyway, but that's the anti-Stoke card. That's what's working against you having your best Stoke. And then finally, you can guess it already, on the front footrest, it's it's how we think you're gonna do, or maybe what you can do or ought to do to ride smoothly into the future with no nosedives. No fangs on this board. It's all up to you. It can also be something that you just maybe we pull it out of the cards. It's an idea. We put it out there. You don't like it. You want to work to maybe not get there. The choice is yours. The journey is yours. The ride is yours. So we'll just go ahead and take away the cards now. The Taro-tronic computer is going to be working with me, the Taro-tron supercomputer. And it takes a little time sometimes for me to work with the computer to get the different graphics into place and to get the information I need to make my interpretations. The Taro-tron supercomputer is actually built from cryptocoin mining rigs that I've had imported from Kazakhstan since they cracked down on the energy there. There's been a lot of computing power that's come free. So the Taro-tron first gen is going to be based on those Kazakhstan cryptocurrency computers that I've just gotten in, and I have a feeling they'll get faster and faster as I'm able to add more computing power. Or maybe it'll be because I'll get more familiar with reading these cards in this layout. Who knows? But anyway, so our first reading tonight is going to be for Oooh in New York City. And Oooh rides a one-wheel XR that is called, he goes by Olaf in the US, and it's Flolof Supreme is his board's name, and it's an XR. I happen to know it doesn't look anything like a stock XR. It's been customized, and he's really made it his own. And he rides that damn XR all over Manhattan into work and over into Brooklyn, and God bless him, I hope he doesn't get killed on it. So let's start the reading. And I have a terminal for the Taro-tron supercomputer. He's going to give us the first card. Oh, okay, what have we got here? It's a Wands card. It looks like it's the Six of Wands. Six of Wands. So I'm going to consult the Taro-tron supercomputer. Six of Wands. I'm going to upload the graphics into the video here. Yeah, I think we got it there. Yep. I'm going to bring it over and make it nice and big, and we can see it's a guy on a horse carrying sticks, and people seem to be celebrating, and I think I even see a victory laurel on there. So the Taro-tron supercomputer has spoken. And this is Oooh, where Oooh is coming from with his one wheel. So let's get into it. Well, it's not surprising. This guy is going riding in a victory parade, and I think that we can safely say that Flolof Supreme has had a good run. I happen to know that Olaf has had a nosedive or two, but it hasn't affected his Stoke that I can see at all. He rides that board in rain, and he's a maniac with that thing. And so I think that here we can say that Oooh has had a very illustrious past where it comes to his one-wheel riding. So he comes out of the past feeling like a champion. That's great. Now we're going to find out what makes Olaf's Stoke really tick. So goodbye to that one, and we're going to draw our new card. Oh, here we have the Nine of Wands, and here we see a guy standing. He's got a bandage on his head, and he's got a whole bunch of wands. So let's see if what we can pull up here from the Taro-tron supercomputer for the Nine of Wands. I see wands is definitely something that's a trend for him. Actually, wands is looks a bit like him, kind of. If I remember right, it's kind of brownish hair and lighter skin, and so yeah, that would be your basic Oooh. Let's bring the Stoke card into the into the reading, and we're going to make it nice and big. Now both of these have been right side up. They can come in upside down as well, which affects the meaning, of course. So here we have the essence of Olaf Stoke, which is the nine of wands. Let's see. I don't think that the supercomputer is going to give me information on this. I have a hiccup. Double check here and see whether we can get. No. Well, I remember that this card. I mean, you just look at this guy and you can see that he's had a beating. He's got a bandage on there, so he's definitely been through battle. He looks weary, but he's got a whole bunch of wands, and they're sprouting. So I think that we can say that Olaf has been through some stuff, but that his Stoke is abundant. Got 9 of those wands. Stoke is abundant, and it's growing. And I feel like that is the Stoke of a warrior. He and it's true. He doesn't go for the group rides, and he doesn't do lots of tricks. He goes fast to and from work and making deliveries and all kinds of stuff. So I'd say that his Stoke is one that's hard earned and continues to grow, and can incur the occasional injury maybe. So I'm going to take that and put it in the position of the Stoke. I'm taking a long time for this one. I probably shouldn't, because if I have more readings to do in a day, it's going to take forever. Okay, here we have the Taro-tron supercomputer terminal ready to go with our anti-Stoke card. Put that out there so you can see. It's going to be a little blurry maybe. There. The Emperor. Now this is an interesting one. This is from a whole different series of cards. If you think about, like these numbers and these sort of suits that you see in the other cards, those are cards that are called the minor arcana, and then you have this whole other bunch of cards that is the major arcana, and they kind of serve 2 different purposes for the tarot. The minor arcana kind of run in families, and if you know, like cups represent sort of knowledge, and wands are more about creation, and swords are about sort of it can be like commerce and business and what you're doing in life, and then the pentacles are about the sort of fertility and your connection to the earth. But the major arcana are kind of like the jokers of the deck, and so let's bring in the Emperor. Oh dear, let's see, I lost him. There he is. Now it's a little tricky here in the beginning because the Taro-tron supercomputer can be a little bit temperamental. So okay, let's bring in the Emperor and make him nice and big. We're not going to lay him on his side yet, but we're going to put him on his side eventually. We'll make him nice and big here. Ooh, the Emperor. He looks kind of scary. It's kind of, yeah. Now these drawings, this is the Rider Waite tarot deck, I think it's called. The pictures aren't really the important thing. It's the stories that the cards tell. So let's see, the anti-Stoke card. What's working against Olaf and Flolof Supreme, his one wheel XR? Let's see. Fatherhood, protectiveness. That's what the Emperor stands for in broad strokes. Let's see, what can the Taro-tron tell me more than that? Well, yeah, the Emperor can represent a father figure, and oftentimes it's someone who's trying to kind of limit your horizons. The Emperor also can represent something that's kind of squelching your spiritual side. That all that je ne sais quoi, like you get caught up in the material stuff, the day-to-day doing and things like that. So I would say that if you're a warrior, if you have warrior stoke, and you're keeping it real and you're making those kilometers or miles, and then all of a sudden this Emperor card gets in there. I wonder if there's maybe well, I mean, it could be something like work is getting in the way and you gotta make that money and you don't get to ride as much as you do. But I think that Olaf, he rides a lot to and from work and everything, so maybe he needs to have a little bit more recreational riding to nurture his stoke spirit. Yeah. The other thing to keep in mind maybe is that the Emperor can be a sign that you need to protect yourself, and so do wear your helmet, of course. I would say that, wouldn't I? And then also just make sure to keep both eyes on the road, because you're a warrior and because maybe you have that tendency to just let it all hang out and take risks. That could definitely put a cramp in your stoke if you're not careful. So I'm just going to lean this card over to the left and cross it over there. That's your anti-stoke. And then finally, we're going to try to synthesize all this stuff and put it together. And we're going to look into your front foot pad, that which is to come. So we'll consult the Taro-tron terminal one more time, get rid of the Emperor, and find out what's the last card in our reading. Do we have a card? Oh yeah. Oh, we have our first reversed card, inverted, and it's a pentacle. It's the 6 of Pentacles. Is that right? Oh, it's the 8 of Pentacles, because he's got one on the ground underneath his bench, and then he's got one that he's working on. So let's pull up the let's see, Tarotronic Minor Arcana, and we're going to go to the Pentacles. And we're going to look for the 8 of Pentacles in the Tarotronic. Okay, it's already loaded the 8 of Pentacles. That's great. So we'll bring it into our setup here. Let's see. There it is. And we'll just make it here nice and big so everyone can see. There we have the 8 of Pentacles. And it looks to be a hard-working young man sitting there making those pentacles. So I'm going to guess that we're going to be looking at a success story in the future. I have a feeling. I remember these well. I remember these pretty well. Well, there is an element of spirituality here, and what it says here is that you are advancing on your spiritual path. This is a guy who is working hard and he shows satisfaction. He's getting ahead and he likes where things are going. So as you look ahead, make sure to stop and smell the roses. You got to stop and enjoy the fruits of your labor. So I would say that this is a very interesting balance, counterpoint to your back foot pad. Here you come out of a, victorious sort of, past of riding, and your stoke is in good condition. If we look at your stoke card, you get the occasional knock, but you continue to just notch those miles, and the stoke is strong, even if you take a hit once in a while. Here you got to watch out for things that can get you focused on the material stuff. Maybe you got to get out and ride a little bit more to soothe your soul and to build your stoke, not just beelining it to work or to deliveries or whatever. And I think that if you can do that, then the front footpad shows that the hard work is going to pay off, and you just need to make sure to sit back and appreciate everything that you've earned. So that is Olaf's Stoke Tarot for his XR Floloff Supreme. I think we've learned a little bit something about Stoke and how we can think about it, how one-wheeling is a continuum. We're bridging that gap between the back footpad and the front footpad with ourselves. And right in the middle there we got the Stoke and all the things that can put a block on our Stoke. So there you have it. Beta edition 0.01 of the amazing Angus and the Taro-tron supercomputer, powered by 420 CBXR batteries, wired in blinding parallel fashion, and powered by Kazakhstani surplus cryptocurrency computers. So I hope you enjoyed this edition, this gathering, and I have to think of something to say at the end every time because I don't have a good closing line. We'll bring back the Taro-tron computer, supercomputer, and we'll say, until next time, ride safe.